All right. Welcome to our July 4th episode, special 1776 Freedom episode, 245 years of freedom and liberty.
Yes, sir.
I'm here with my best bud, Ricky Roundhouse,
Hello, everybody.
and today we're going to be talking about, July 4th, 1776. George,
Freedom.
yeah, freedom. General George Washington was appointed by the Continental Congress to be the commander of the Continental Army, and Washington led the Patriot forces to victory in the American Revolutionary War and served as president of the Constitutional Convention of 1787.
All right, there we go. Mr. Washington himself loved the quarters.
The first president of the United States was General George Washington, an unaffiliated party. He was president from 1789 to 1797, with his vice president being John Adams. However, in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, there was a president of the Second Continental Congress of the 13 Colonies, and that was John Hancock. His signature is also the largest and most predominant one on the Declaration of Independence. This was so that King George III could read it without his glasses, and also created the euphemism, "Give me your John Hancock."
How many times I've ever heard that?
I know, right? Let's see. July 1st. July 1st was the first vote on the Declaration of Independence for Britain's North American colonies. July 2nd. New Jersey gives the right to vote to all adults who could show a net worth of £50,
So pay to vote.
right? Or, like, you're rich, I guess.
Yes.
Also on July 2nd, the Continental Congress resolves these united colonies are and of right ought to be free and independent states.
Finally.
Also on July 2nd, at the Continental Congress, John Dickinson, one of the founding fathers of the United States, abstains from the votes that declare independence. So,
That'd be an odd move to make right there, unless you're just kind of trying to play both sides just in case.
yeah, right. It's like, I'm gonna be a rebel, but I might not be a rebel. Who knows?
Yeah. Whichever side wins, there I am.
Yeah, exactly. And then finally, we come to July 4th. The Liberty Bell is said to have rung for the Second Continental Congress.
We all know what the Liberty Bell is. Seen it. It's been cracked. Love it.
Have you ever seen it in person?
I have not. I've seen only models from it itself, but massive size.
Yeah, I've never seen it either. And let's see, July 4th, the Declaration of Independence is signed by representatives of 13 states, then colonies. The Declaration of Independence was a statement adopted by the Second Continental Congress, which John Hancock was the president of, taking one step closer toward forming an independence for the United States.
There
Um,
we go.
so that's like we're gonna we're gonna be rebels. Yes, we're all gonna be
Yes,
rebels.
all started by meeting up in taverns and getting together, formation, and becoming one finally.
yeah, I can just see him like drinking over a grog of ale and be like, "Yeah, let's be rebels. Let's be our own country."
Yeah, but the biggest thing then and now, they were talk about it and be about
Yeah, for real.
it.
So a little further, uh, not further back, but a step in
Forward
time,
history.
forward in history. There we go. In 1802, on July 4th, the United States Military Academy West Point opened in New York. I didn't know it was that old.
I didn't either, actually.
While the school was originally founded on March 16th, 1802, for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, with 10 cadets and 5 officers, there is much history surrounding the school. In short, regarding the date it was established on July 4th, 1802, the school actually opened.
Like 5 officers with 10 cadets. That's one for every two to train. That's a hell of a curve to be able to teach people right there.
Yeah. There's a lot of people graduating from West Point. Uh, a bunch of presidents, too, like Robert E. Lee in 1829, Ulysses S. Grant, 1843, Thomas Stonewall Jackson, 1846, George Armstrong Custer, 1861, George Patton, 1909, and Dwight D. Eisenhower in 1915, just to name a few.
A lot of us military veterans, we know Grant, we know Custer, Patton. Those are big names within our line anyway,
Yeah, for real.
especially Washington, obviously.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got? The Declaration of Independence was first printed by John Dunlap in Philadelphia and then sent to all corners of America. A copy reached the Commander in Chief of the Continental Army, General George Washington, who read it to his troops on July 9th. Let's see.
Wow.
Thomas Jefferson, later the third President of the United States, drafted the document and was edited by a committee of 5, headed by John Adams of Massachusetts. Also on the committee were Roger Sherman of Connecticut, Robert Livingston of New York, and Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania. All served with Jefferson on the Declaration Committee. John Adams later became the second President of the United States.
It's funny though that they had to send, by saying they sent this Declaration of Independence all around, it literally was just a piece of paper
Right?
to every corner. One person writing, going straight there with it, hanging it up on tavern walls everywhere they could.
Exactly. That's crazy. Just send an email now.
Well, it explains why it took so long.
Right? Did you know that Independence Day was not widely popularly celebrated until after the War of 1812 and with the passing of the Revolutionary Generation? That
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I mean it does, yeah, but I didn't know it took that long to be recognized as Independence Day.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Quite a few years in there just to let pass by, brother.
Yeah. Did you know that the most widely known image of the Declaration is an engraving of the document itself?
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Lady Liberty. The Statue of Liberty. Did you know it was a present from France?
Yes, yeah, that's one of those small tidbits there, brother.
In 1884, on July 4th, France gifted it to the American people. She is 300 feet tall with her pedestal, and her tablet shows July 4th, 1776, only in Roman numerals.
Of course.
Let's see. What else we got here? The French historian Edward de la Bouillie. I don't know if I said that right, but we'll
It's
just go
actually
with it.
laboulet.
La Bouillie proposed the idea of the statue in 1875 or 1865. The French people started to pour in funds to create the monument. So, the French people, did I
Yeah,
say
this.
that?
Yeah, he actually went to the people themselves and asked for funding to build
Nice. What a great guy.
it. No, great, great people. They're the ones that paid for it.
Well, yeah. And they didn't they help us win the war?
Of course they did.
Exactly.
Eventually, it's French.
Yeah, that's French. In 1875 is when the sculptor Frederick Auguste Barth. I'm gonna butcher that, so
Barthol Bartholdi.
Bartholdi began work.
You
Uh,
know, she was Lady Liberty is actually the face of it is based on his mother. She was the model.
really?
Yes.
Did not know that. She was created with copper sheets that were hammered into shape by hand. Could you imagine?
That's
That's
I couldn't imagine. I've worked with a forge often, and just small pieces is just ridiculous and time consuming by hand. I couldn't imagine making 305 feet tall sculpture.
yeah. I mean, I wonder how many times they're like, "Oh man, I hit that piece too hard. Now we got to redo."
Yeah,
That's just that's ridiculous by hand. Then the sheets were placed over a steel framework, which was designed by some
Eugene
French.
Emmanuel Violet Leduc
Sure.
and Alexander Eiffel, obviously.
Yeah, the Alexander Eiffel. Yes, the man who created the Eiffel Tower.
Another one that actually got paid for by the people there as well.
Oh, nice. Let's see. While the Statue of Liberty didn't arrive in America until 1885, in 1884, on July 4th, Levi Morton, the then American minister to France, was presented the statue in ceremonial fashion. So, oh, the American minister. So, like, what do you call that? The ambassador, I
Ambassador,
guess?
yes, there you go.
Let's see. There are replicas of the Statue of Liberty. The original replica is in E02S in Paris. E02S in Paris, France. It is
That's an
face
odd one to read.
and it is facing New York.
Huh.
That's pretty weird.
That's kind of cool though. Facing the direction of her sister.
Yeah. There are actually a couple replicas. There's another one um, sent by France just recently, last year in 2021, that resides in Washington D.C. outside the ambassador's the
Consulate.
ambassador's house
Yeah, the consulate.
consulate. There you go.
You know, that's odd. I didn't even barely hit any news when
I know,
something like that's coming to America. It wasn't anywhere.
I know, and I found news articles and pictures and stuff of like the New York Fire Department because it came to New York first and sat there for a while on Liberty Island, and
Yeah.
then that's when it left to go to DC. But when it got there, a fire department boat sprayed off like all of its water cannons and stuff,
Yeah.
as a salute to its arrival.
Huh.
Yeah,
And didn't even see it last year. That's odd.
yeah. Let's see. The Did you know? You actually told me this, but did you know that the statue actually represents the Roman goddess Libertas, the deity personifying freedom?
Yeah, it's one of the smallest known tidbits that are stuck in this brain, but yeah, that's odd, huh?
And that,
But Liberty, of course.
yeah. Let's see what else we got. The Lady Liberty is struck by lightning on average 600 times a year.
That's a lot. But I mean, she's 305 feet tall with points.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Like, I don't think I'd want to go there during a thunderstorm.
Yeah, no, definitely would not be going up that elevator and sitting up there. Although it would be cool looking.
It would be, yeah. You think they close it?
You know, I don't know.
I mean, I think it'd
I've
be
never
like,
actually seen the statue except for the few times leaving out of New York.
yeah.
Uh, just
Just
from
from
the
the
terminal.
yeah, from the airplane, you know. Oh look,
Yeah,
there she is.
yeah. On our many 24 plus hour flights.
Oh Jesus. But yeah, that's that's all we got about Lady Liberty. Let's see. There were a couple famous deaths on July 4th. In 1826, exactly 50 years to the day after the signing of the Declaration of Independence, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both passed away.
As if they were just waiting to make sure everything takes hold long enough.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, we're good.
Yeah. You think they were like timeout buddies? We're gone, bud.
Yeah, let's go, man. While the two were essential in the Declaration of Independence and both wished for the country to be free, their styles of governing were wildly different, and they grew to be adversaries because of this.
Yeah, it said that there was quite a few squabbles on the floor here and there between the two of them, verbal and physical. Some.
No, psh, yes, psh. You think
You
they?
know, back in the days of the duels.
I was just about to say that. You think they took their gloves off and smacked him in the face?
I don't think it ever got that far between the two of them. I think they were just a little too smart for that.
We could hope.
Yeah.
Both men were presidents of the country they helped form. Adams as the second president and Jefferson as the third.
One right after another.
Yep.
At least they waited.
As gentlemen do, they both supposedly expressed their desire to regain their friendship after many years of animosity. It is said that Adams was the first one to break the silence, writing a letter to Jefferson dated January 1st, 1912. It stated that Adams wished Jefferson many happy New Years to come. Jefferson responded, stating how he remembers they were both laborers of the same cause. This renewed their friendship for 14 years until they both passed away. That's
Closeness right there.
good that they uh,
Patch things up.
patched things up. There we go. Let's see. John Adams, at the age of 90, lay on his deathbed, and it is said to have said, and is said to have said, Thomas Jefferson still survives. But little did he know, Jefferson had died 5 hours earlier in Monticello.
You know, belief allows people to do many things, including just rest forever.
Yep. Well, that's all we got for our episode for July 4th.
Yeah, wow. A lot of information, a little bit of talk.
Yeah, little bit, little bit. So, that being said, well, that's all we have for today. Yes, there are hundreds more historical events that happened in July. I'm sorry if we didn't get to your favorite part. As much as I'd like to, I can't get to all the interesting stuff, but please tune in to our next episode, Wednesday, July 6th, where we'll be going back to the 1820s.
Right.
I'm Bobby Booch. This is
I'm Ricky Roundhouse.
Ricky Roundhouse, my best bud. And we'll see y'all in July, or July 6th.